Hey guys, I got a question for you. Is the cheapest shotgun that you can find on the market any good? Well, we're gonna test that out today with the McCoy PAS shotgun. This thing is under $100, brand new. So let's see if that comes out to functionality. Hey guys, it's Gundy, and this week we are going to do a quick review on the McCoy PAS shotgun. This is probably the cheapest shotgun you could find on the market. I think when I bought mine, it was on sale for like 80 bones. Like, it was insane how cheap this shotgun was. My question is, does it function for how cheap it is? Let's go over the features of this guy, and then we're gonna go ahead and test fire it. Starting at the front, we have an 18-inch barrel, 18.5-inch barrel with a bladed front sight. Not a bead, but a blade. We have a magazine tube here. This looks like it should be 5 rounds, but it actually only holds 4. Here we got a polymer pump there, which is not bad, but I wish they would have put a little bit more texture in there. It's got these ridges here, which makes it to where you can rack it pretty easily, but doesn't give you enough grip here to hold on under recoil. Very slippery this way. It's got the good cuts on the top for glare, so that way you don't have the sun beaming back in your eyes. It's got McCoy stamped in big giant letters on the side of the receiver, and then all the other import marks all over it like crazy. This thing is a walking advertisement. Moving on down, we do have a standard polymer trigger guard here. Nothing crazy. It's got a cross bolt safety right here, and you got your pump release button right there. On the back, you do have a polymer stock. It's got decent checkering right here, so you get a good grip on it here, and it's got a nice little recoil pad here, so it kind of helps eat up that recoil, which is extremely necessary because this shotgun weighs next to nothing. So 12 gauge out of next to nothing, kind of brutal. But today we're gonna go ahead and put some rounds through it, see if she actually functions, and if it's worth spending your money on something like this. We are going to start today with some Top Gun, just 7.5 shot bird shot or target shot, and see how she functions with that, and then we'll step her up. All right, so we got 7.5 shot Top Gun from Federal. We're gonna see how she functions with these, and then we'll step her on up and see how it goes from there. I will say this lightweight shotgun kicks like a mule. It is hard hitting for what it is. And this is just a little bird shot. I'm kind of leery about when we start putting buck and slugs through this guy. But let's go ahead and load her up for 4 more rounds of this Top Gun 7.5 shot and see how she functions. All right, so ejection pattern's not the greatest, I will say. A couple of the shells dropped right in front of me here. The rest of them dropped way out there. So ejection pattern's not great. Maybe the ejector's a little weak, but we are going to have to check that out. We're gonna go ahead and load her up with some heavier stuff and see how she functions then. All right, it is getting kind of windy out here, so hopefully this is coming out pretty good. But now we are going to run the ATI Double Up Buck 9 pellet. These are a high brass, so it should give a good wallop up to my shoulder here and test the functionality of this shotgun pretty well. Woo! And, oh, there we go. So we are having somewhat of a feeding issue here. It's not sure what it's going on here, but it is holding up the rounds somewhere. The lifter's not actually lifting up the rounds all the way. I'm guessing those double up bucks are just a little bit too oomph for this shotgun. Oh, woo, I'm gonna have a bruise in the morning. This shotgun kicks ridiculously hard. But let's go ahead and load her up with at least a couple of some slugs and see if she functions with that. All right, so I have a Mod Podge of rounds today. So I'm not exactly sure what these are. These are some old rounds. I'm probably gonna regret shooting them. But this one says extra long range. It's a Remington brand, and it's got a paper wad on the front. So we are going to see how bad this hurts my shoulder. Well, she loaded it up just fine. Oh, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad at all. And I can see daylight, so we don't have any rounds stuck in there. Yeah, that wasn't bad at all. What was that? I don't know. So that was a paper shell with a paper wad. Very interesting. All right, next thing, this one is a slug. I could see the slug on the end there. This one is Remington Express Clean Bore, extra long range. So this guy should hurt pretty freaking well. I didn't actually see if that was a 3 or a 3.5. All right, this guy should hurt pretty freaking bad. And it's an old round, so who knows what the powder load is in it. Honestly, that thing had less recoil than the newer stuff. Maybe the powder was old on that guy, but shot that one just well too. All right, so now I gotta load it up with that typical like ward off the intruder load. We got birdshot, buckshot, birdshot, buckshot. So this should give us a good definition of whether this thing's gonna function if you needed it in self-defense, right? So first shot, of course, is the birdshot. Not bad. And that's where she's hanging up, is on those buckshots. Those long brasses on the buckshot, I think is what's holding this shotgun up. But let's go ahead and see. Woo! Yeah, see, it keeps getting hung up on those long brass of that buckshot. I think it's because the shell is a 2 3/4, so it shouldn't be that the shell is too long. It's just getting hung up. Not sure why. All right, now I got it kind of loaded up in that opposite form that you would use for like warding off an intruder. We actually have it loaded with a slug first, double up buck next, and then 2 bird shots to follow up. This is mainly to see if that powder charge of the slug and the buck are actually affecting the shotgun for reliability, or if it's something to do with those longer brass shells. Let's go ahead and check it out. We're gonna start with slug. Okay, first thing that happened is, I don't know if you could see it, but we have 2 shells came out of that tube. That is a detrimental failure on that guy. So very negative on that. So we're gonna go ahead and get this unjammed and see if we can't get it to work. All right, so now we got it reloaded up. Now we're gonna go buck first instead of slug, because that's the way the rounds fell in after I got it unjammed. So let's go ahead. We're gonna start with that double up buck. There's that slug. There's the bird and bird. So it functioned just fine running those guys, but we did have that weird double feed that clogged up the gun and made me go have to assess the loadout on that guy. So let's go ahead and load this up with a couple more bird. We're gonna do a rapid shot, and then I'll take it up to my first opinions of this guy. All right, last but not least, I want to see if this guy can rapid shoot. We have 4 more rounds of a 7.5 shot loaded up. We're going to go ahead and pump these out with some rapid succession, see how she functions that way, and then we'll take it up top to my first round's opinion. I mean, she seemed to run flawlessly that way. Maybe we should do 4 more rounds and see if we can get her to jam. All right, we got 4 more rounds of 7.5 shot. Let's see if she runs flawlessly still. And now we got a jam going into the chamber. That's a weird jam on that guy. Very weird. Very, very, very weird. All right, let's go up top and give my first round's opinion. All right, guys, so what is my first thoughts opinion on the McCoy PAS shotgun? Well, in short, they should change the name to POS. This thing had a lot of failures. To be fully honest, this is not my first time taking this guy out. The first time I took this guy out, my camera equipment died on me, but I had lots of failures on this guy. Nope, still beats the shit out of your shoulder. All right, so a little bit of a failure to feed there. Huh. Interesting. Double fed. All right, well, I gotta clear out this malfunction, and just to show you, it is double fed the shotgun shells. Interesting. All right, take 2 of the paper shell. It's doing it again. So this the magazine catch for this that keeps the rounds from keep following each other is not working on this shotgun. I am double feeding every freaking time, and it kind of continued to this one. A little less failures this time than the last time. I think maybe I did some breaking into this guy. We'll definitely have to shoot some more and see if it's a breaking in issue, but one of the things I've noticed is it likes to double feed, and I think it's what it is this round stop here for the tube is kind of on the weaker side, and is allowing the rounds to press through even without recoil. I mean, that double feed I got with the buckshot and the slug, I was just racking the shotgun. That's all it was. The other thing is this spring for this lifter might be a little bit on the weak side. There was quite a few times where I did not want to lift the round all the way up to the chamber, and it caused some failures that way. So that's a big negative in my opinion. It's hard to recommend a shotgun that doesn't work. A pump action shotgun should work flawlessly every single time. Now, for $100, does that make this a reasonable, fun range toy? Sure, why not? You're going to be a little flustered, especially if you start having a lot of jams like I've been having. But for $100, not a bad deal. Would I recommend this for home defense at all? No, definitely not. Especially since you can get the Maverick 88 for only about $100 more than this guy, and it runs flawlessly because it's made by Mossberg. So don't stick with this Turkish knockoff junk for $100 when for $100 more you can get an American made shotgun that runs flawlessly and accepts all the Mossberg furniture. So definitely hard to recommend the PAS or POS or whatever you want to call it from McCoy. We are definitely going to put some more rounds through it and see if it is a break-in period for sure. If things change, I will make an update video, but as it sits right now, I do not recommend the McCoy PAS, and if you want to just spend $100 for a fun range toy, sure, I guess, but I wouldn't go anywhere beyond that. That is my first round's opinion on the McCoy PAS. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Guys, if you like that video, go ahead and hit like, comment in the comment section. Would you buy the McCoy PAS yourself? Have you bought one? Let me know if you in the comment section if you bought any of the McCoy shotguns. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you like this shirt, this is part of the new lineup for St. Patrick's Day. This is our new shirt where it's got the leprechaun guarding his gold. So definitely a cool shirt. Definitely something you can check out on the website, which will be in the link that's in the description below. Also, if you guys haven't checked out the other social medias, they are also linked in the description below. Check them out. And guys, as always, this is my opinion. Take it with a grain of salt, but you guys saw the flaws that I had with that shotgun. So you guys be the judge. But this is my opinion, guys. I'm Gun Deity, and I'll see you heathens for the next one.
I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation. They call me a